I'm going to talk about a real important topic today, considering the election and the declaration that Trump is the president-elect, and he is now forming an administration and choosing a cabinet for the peaceful transition of power. Okay? That's what they're telling us. And that's exactly what they're doing. But why? The reality is that the president is not a leader. The president is not a decision maker. So they don't need a cabinet because to advise them, because there is no decisions that the president can make. All decisions are made in Congress. Period. Why? That's why it's a legislative assembly. What is the characteristic of the characteristics of a legislative assembly? Well, you have to have a quorum in order to operate. And then you need a majority consensus to determine a choice on all decisions. So that's a decision-making system. Why would they empower the president to make individual decisions on these matters when they assemble all the states to make those decisions of what? Of a free and independent state with the full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things that an independent state may by right do. That's why they have a Congress, is to make those decisions collectively. Collectively what? This is the United States of America. The states. Each individual state is assembled in the union equally to make what? Collective decisions of the states as the union. So what is this, and then who forms the administration? Well, the states assembled in Congress form the administration by establishing all executive departments that they need, that are necessary to make, to manage the general affairs of the United States government under their direction, which is under the direction of the states as the union. Okay? So the president doesn't form an administration, and the administration doesn't govern. The states assembled in the Senate govern. The states in the Senate determine all policy. The states in the Senate determine all decisions. And how can I say that when we have a House and a Senate? Well, because the states in the Senate have the power of concurrence over both of our federal government systems. The Republican form of government established by Article 1, which only deals with how the states interact with each other and in the details of their union, and then how do they act together as a union. That's what the Article 2 Assembly of the Senate is, and that's a democracy. All the states are assembled as equals with equal suffrage, and it's the same democracy that they assembled under the Articles of Confederation. It never changed. and it has the power of concurrence over all laws and all treaties. That's all foreign and domestic policy. All. So how can they, what does it mean though? Because the president doesn't appoint who he wants in these key positions for himself, right? So how does a vacancy occur? Right? And then once a vacancy occurs, how many nominees are necessary for the states to consider in Congress? What are the qualifications of those persons that are nominated required to be? Who determines that? And then how is the person considered and determined that will be appointed after by and with? Okay? Because that's what it says. By and with the advice and consent of the Senate, provided 2/3, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate. That's it. 2/3 is the requirement for treaties. Okay? Who does that? Who does that? That's what the advice part of the advice and consent is. By and with means before and during. And advice means they set the parameters for the choice, for how they're going to make the choice, how they're going to determine the choice. Okay? So no person from any executive department can be removed without the consent of the states as they're assembled in the Senate. Why? Because only the House, where the states are assembled proportionally, can impeach any person. And it takes a 2/3 majority consensus of the states to remove them permanently, to convict them and remove them permanently. So if without their consent, no person can even be removed from any department in our government. Why? Because they don't work for the president. President has no authority over any of them. The most he can do is require in writing the subjects and from the principal officer, the subjects and duties that they are working on. And an opinion is not the details. So the president never knows the details of what these different departments are doing. Never. Now, the vice president will be exposed to the details on those subjects as they preside over the Senate during the Senate proceedings. But they too have no access to any documents or anything like that. They don't get to even view the documents. Vice president and the president can't even view sensitive documents. Nothing. And definitely can't possess any. Okay? So what are we doing here? We've screwed the system up so badly that we can't assemble it properly. We can't elect the government officials that operate it properly. And we sit up here and wonder, why it doesn't work. We're so damn stupid it's not even funny. But instead of us belly aching about losing the last election, which was totally invalid, insignificant, unconstitutional, we should be going to the damn Constitution and trying to figure out how our government is supposed to be assembled and how it's supposed to function. That's what smart people do. Especially when they get to a point where they don't understand any damn more. They go back to the basics. Thank you.